What happens when one of the WNBA's most dominant teams goes head-to-head with a squad still struggling to find its rhythm? The New York Liberty's dominance this season isn't just about high scores, it's about making a statement. And the Seattle Storm? They've been feeling that heat more than anyone expected. Imagine stepping onto the court already labeled the underdog, then watching the scoreboard confirm it, quarter after quarter. That was the reality for the Storm in this matchup, and it stung. But here's the real question. Is this just a bad game, or are we witnessing a growing divide between contenders and everyone else? The Liberty were surgical, fast-paced ball movement, pinpoint threes, suffocating defense. The Storm, they were chasing shadows, searching for footing that never came. If you're a WNBA fan, this isn't just another game. It's a glimpse into the power balance of the league. And if your team is on the wrong side of that balance, you'll want to pay attention. In this video, we're breaking down one game, but exposing a much bigger story. What does this blowout really say about the Liberty, the Storm, and the state of the league as a whole? And wait until you hear what sets the #1 team apart. Let's get into it. Let's start with the New York Liberty. Their performance in this game wasn't just a win, it was a warning shot to the rest of the league. This team is locked in, loaded with talent, and playing with purpose. You could feel it from tip-off. The Liberty didn't just show up, they took over. Every possession was precise. Every rotation on defense was tight. There was no sloppiness, no let-up, just domination. Breanna Stewart posted another effortless double-double, reminding everyone why she's an MVP-level force. Sabrina Ionescu lit it up from beyond the arc, again, knocking down 5 threes and spreading the floor like only she can. Defensively, they held the Storm to under 40% shooting from the field, making every possession for Seattle a battle. Here's the crazy part, they're not even playing their best basketball yet. The Liberty are still ironing out a few wrinkles, and they're still blowing teams out. That's what makes them so dangerous. The Liberty tied the WNBA record last season for most wins in a single season, and they're not slowing down. If this is what they look like halfway through the year, just imagine what happens when playoff intensity kicks in. Chemistry sharpens, stars shine brighter, the ceiling is terrifyingly high. But while the Liberty are moving like a well-oiled machine, what about the other side of this matchup? What happens when a team is still searching for identity, rhythm, and answers? Let's talk about the Storm. Now let's talk about the Seattle Storm, a team that's clearly putting in the effort, but effort alone doesn't win games when the system isn't clicking. They're caught in an identity crisis. Since losing legends like Sue Bird and Breanna Stewart, the Storm haven't found a consistent rhythm. The pieces are there, but they're not fitting together. Jewel Lloyd is playing her heart out every night, leading the league in scoring at times. But without a solid supporting cast, she's forced into isolation, taking tough shots under pressure. It's not sustainable. Seattle ranks near the bottom in assists per game. Turnovers are a recurring problem, killing runs before they even start. They're consistently getting out rebounded, costing them crucial possessions. This isn't just a bad stretch, it's a reflection of deeper issues. The team is rebuilding, yes, but the expectations haven't dropped. Fans remember championships. They want progress, not just patience. There are bright spots. Some young players are showing flashes of what could be. But against well-oiled machines like New York, those flashes just aren't enough. The Storm haven't made it past the first round of the playoffs since Stewart left, an eternity in WNBA time. And the real concern? If things don't improve fast, they might not even make the postseason. So what's really separating the WNBA elite from the rest of the pack right now? Let's break that down next. So what really separates the best from the rest in the WNBA right now? It's not just about talent, it's about infrastructure. Top-tier teams like the Liberty, Aces, and Sun aren't just loaded with stars. They're built with balance. They have clear systems, deep rotations, and defined roles. Everyone knows their job. That's the difference. Meanwhile, lower tier teams are still experimenting, still searching for identity while juggling roster changes, coaching tweaks, and off-court pressures. Only 4 teams in the league have a positive point differential this season. The Liberty have 4 players averaging double digits in scoring. Teams like the Storm rely on 1 or 2 scorers to carry the load every night. Ball movement, transition defense, bench minutes. Top teams check all the boxes, and that's the problem. It's not that the bottom teams don't try, it's that they don't have the structure or depth to sustain their fight. Most blowouts this season have come from the same few matchups. Top 3 teams dominating rebuilding squads. It's starting to feel like a 2-speed league. Imagine a race. Some teams are Ferraris, fine-tuned, fast, polished. Others still working under the hood, hoping the engine doesn't stall. And the longer this goes on, the more lopsided things could get. Less parity, fewer upsets, more fan frustration. So is there any way for struggling franchises to close the gap? Or are we heading into an era of WNBA dominance by just a few? Let's explore what needs to change. So what does this one-sided matchup actually tell us? A lot more than just who's better on the court. It exposes a deeper divide forming across the WNBA. Yes, the league is growing fast. TV ratings have doubled this season. Social engagement is through the roof. But here's the catch. Most of that spotlight is locked on just 3 teams. The Aces, Liberty, and Wings dominate national broadcasts and sponsor deals. Everyone else struggling to fill seats and grab media attention. It's not just frustrating, it's discouraging. For Storm fans or supporters of any lower tier team, it's hard to stay invested when your squad barely gets screen time or wins. And here's where it gets tricky. This trend doesn't just affect game night, it impacts player movement, front office decisions, and fan loyalty. If things keep going this way, will top prospects start dodging rebuilding teams altogether? Will free agents only chase rings with super teams? That's the danger, because while dynasties are fun, unpredictability is what makes sports magical. Despite record viewership, half the league still struggles with market exposure, and that's not sustainable. So we have to ask, is the WNBA building a stronger foundation, or just a taller pyramid with a shrinking base? This game might have been a blowout on the court, but off the court, it's a warning. Let's talk about what this means going forward. This wasn't just another regular season matchup. Liberty versus Storm was a snapshot of where the WNBA is right now, and where it might be headed. The scoreboard told one story. The bigger one, it's about structure, identity, and how some teams are building for long-term greatness, while others are trying not to get left behind. Because the real battle isn't just played on hardwood floors, it's fought in draft rooms, coaching hires, and culture building that takes years, not months. Super teams don't just happen, they're crafted. New York has the tools, the stars, the system. They're not just winning, they're setting the standard. But even for them, nothing is guaranteed. One key injury, one crack in chemistry, that's all it takes to flip the script. Seattle, meanwhile, is still climbing. They've got heart, they've got history, but now they need patience and a plan that sticks. Because in a league this small, the gap between contender and pretender can grow faster than anyone expects. One game, 2 teams, a league full of questions. So now we ask, will the bottom teams rise? Or will blowouts like this become business as usual? Only time and smart decisions will tell. Whether you're rooting for the top dogs or the underdogs, this matchup said more than the scoreboard ever could. Now you see the real stakes across the WNBA. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and tell us who's rising, who's falling.